Hi, everybody, and welcome back. This is Susan Houts, the Marketing Coordinator for Aging Matters in Brevard, the lead agency for senior services here in our beautiful Brevard County. Some of you might know June every year is World Elder Abuse Awareness Month, and we here at Aging Matters in Brevard have been working with community partners and community leaders to bring awareness to this very important issue of elder abuse. We talk about signs, symptoms, and the ways to report it. And so today we're very excited to be with Deputy Chief Seifert, who is going to be talking to us from the Rockledge Police Department about some things she's experienced with elder abuse and some tips for us all in order to recognize and report it. So, hi, Deputy Chief, how are you doing today?
Thank you so much for having me.
Wonderful. So we just want to have a discussion again about elder abuse and to raise awareness in the community. So what are some of the things that you have experienced or seen signs of elder abuse in our community? What could you share with us?
We get a combination. We get elder abuse, and then we also get neglect. And sometimes we see the neglect first, or frequently more than we even do the abuse. And so for us, sometimes it comes in as simple as maybe our victim is not really clean. Maybe our victim isn't very well nourished. There's a combination of signs that we look for. Maybe our victim is fearful. There's a number of things that we kind of look for when we get on scene when it's involving somebody that's elderly like that.
Yeah, that's got to be really challenging, right? As one of our more vulnerable populations.
Absolutely.
So what if someone thinks that they might suspect elder abuse, if they do see someone who is, like you were saying, malnourished, maybe not, the hygiene isn't where it should be, or they are afraid, what would you suggest someone do?
We frequently try, I would first suggest that they call us. If they have any suspicions like that they call law enforcement or involve the Department of Children and Families. They have an awesome group of investigators that work for them. Um, if there's nothing there, then we're not going to go in. We're not kicking in doors. We're going to go in and ask questions. And if there's nothing there, then no harm, no foul. But if there is something there, we will do it as tactfully as we can and find out and ask those questions. And frequently we can talk to the neighbors and find out more. But it's usually easier to put that burden on us or put that burden on the investigators for the Department of Children and Families, because we're able to go in and ask those questions a little bit more directly than maybe a neighbor could do without offending.
Very nice. And we talked right before we started recording about prevention and the challenges of prevention. If you could speak to that, because obviously with any type of abuse or any type of condition or problem that we're facing, prevention is the ultimate goal, so we don't have to fix the problem. So what are your feelings about preventing elder abuse?
And absolutely, you're right. We want to be less than responsive. We'd rather be preventative whenever we can. We try to look for those signs early because typically our victims are victims of either their own family, or say if they're in a nursing home facility. Some of those are a little bit easier for us to get in there and help prevent. If the person is in a facility, then we try to take the prevention by getting in early on any type of suspected abuse. We try to make sure that we are available and that we get with the staffing that can help us. If the abuse is by a staffer, then we try to get to the supervision quickly and make sure that there's an intervention and prevent anything further. The family level, sometimes it's a little trickier. They're much more reluctant to share that they have been abused. And just whether it be a child or a spouse, elderly person is in that same sort of boat. This is their family, this is their lifeline, this is what they know, and it's difficult for them to actually say those words, A, to believe it,
Yeah.
or B, to report them, because then what's the other? So for them, that's more challenging. But for us, bigger than anything, getting in there early as possible.
Very good. Well, that's also why we have the push here at Aging Matters in Brevard to provide caregiver resources, because obviously a lot of abuse is purposeful, and some of it, can be chalked up, I would think, to just being overwhelmed. Especially for if a caregiver's in that situation and they don't. And it's good for all of us to recognize the signs of abuse and neglect, so that we can be aware of our own limitations when it comes to caregiving, because caregiving is an exhausting process. And that's why we have our caregiver resources, and we're doing these type of videos and working with great partners like you, so folks know that they do have resources in our specific Brevard County community. The 72 miles of Brevard County from tip to tail, as we like to say. We're a long county, but we're a very connected, caring county. And so that's why we wanted to spend a couple minutes with you today. The police office number to the Rockledge Police Department, would you mind sharing that with us?
I'd be happy to. It's 321-690-3988.
Wonderful. And I will put that up on the screen and also along with our post. So thank you very much, ma'am. We very much appreciate you taking the time with us today. And everybody, make sure you stay tuned to our website, our Facebook pages for more information about elder abuse. You have resources all around you. And for any seniors that are in a difficult situation, you have people that are looking out for you as well, like wonderful folks at the Rockledge Police Department. So, ma'am, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you so much. We appreciate what you're doing out there for our seniors. We do treasure them.
Awesome. Ditto. We'll talk to you soon, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.